What up, boxing fans? Your man Roberto Flack here, and we got the fight a lot of us thought might actually occur, which I mentioned last week, and that is September 17th, Floyd Mayweather, Victor Ortiz for the WBC welterweight title. And like I mentioned, man, I believed when Ortiz beat Berto, I had this feeling, man, that this was going to be the fight Floyd would come back for. It's, Floyd Mayweather, man, look, he's an opportunist, like I've said in the past. He's a businessman. He picks the best opportunities that will favor him the most, and he can gain the most from. And in this case, he's fighting a young buck in Victor Ortiz, who came off a win off of Andre Berto, who was undefeated at that point. And though Ortiz has had he's had setbacks, or he's had fights to question how good he really is, or how much heart he really has. Mainly fights with Marcos Maidana, where he quit, and as recent as with Lamont Peterson, which he fought to a draw. Some people dispute he may have won that fight. But look, Floyd Mayweather, again, he's not a guy who goes for the big challenges and the big and that come with a big price tag. He's gonna take the least risk with the highest price tag. Now, Victor Ortiz isn't your typical he's not your run of the mill ESPN Friday Night Fights fighter. I mean, look, Victor Ortiz is a really good fighter. Floyd Mayweather is an exceptional, great fighter. And I think that is just what this fight is and what it's going to be. How they're going to play it off is, Floyd is fighting the young buck, the young gun in the division, the newly crowned champion, and he wants to dethrone that champion. And, for all we know, Victor Ortiz at welterweight, man, could be a whole different fighter. We've seen guys like Cotto, who fought at 140, come up to 147 and be a little more durable. Maybe have a little power behind their punches. But there's certain things that usually stay with you throughout your whole career. And as with Cotto, I could say he has a tough time dealing with a pressure fighter who's going to put pressure on him to the point where he's going to be on the back foot of the whole night. With Victor Ortiz, when you put the offense on him and you discourage him, he really gets out of a fight. And, though you didn't see that in the Berto fight, mainly because I think with Berto, you had another situation where you had a guy who wasn't as experienced in the sense of good competition and being in there with guys who can elevate your game. I think the biggest name on Andre Berto's resume was Carlos Quintana. Am I right? And Luis Collazo. So, Victor Ortiz is he makes mistakes as far as his defense is concerned. Obviously, I mean, we see, as good as he performed against Andre Berto, you have to look at that whole fight. I've seen that fight about 3 times in its entirety, and I think it was a good fight. But again, I think both guys defensively made a lot of mistakes in that fight. And it plays right into Floyd Mayweather's style, man. He feels you out first couple of rounds, maybe even gives you confidence, and he zaps it right from you. And I think this is another scenario where he'll attempt to do that. Now look, we've seen crazier things in boxing. Okay, I always mention fights like Douglas Tyson and shit even as recent as Con Prescott. Every dog's got his day, but it's really dependent on, in this case, Floyd Mayweather. Are we going to see things that are going to tell us that Floyd Mayweather is losing his step? Or is Floyd Mayweather going to go in there and prove he's better than ever? Or maybe just on par with how he usually is? That's usually the case with Floyd Mayweather fights, and September 17th won't be any different. I think we'll see a pretty decent fight. I'm not gonna give a prediction on it yet. I think obviously, it's months and months away. Want to give a little time for everything to pass over, soak everything in, and then I guess we'll discuss it further. But as of right now, man, September 17th, Floyd Mayweather makes his return against vicious Victor Ortiz. So let me know what y'all think about the fight, and let me know who you think is going to take it. And I'll be back soon. Peace.